Boom! What's going on, everyone? This is Steve Larson. Welcome back to the Your Final Offer Summit, where I'm asking marketing experts what their final offer would be if for some reason they were not able to work in the very near future. I have a guest on with me today, very special, David Asarnow. He's a five-time ClickFunnels 2 Comma Club award winner, and in 2018, 8-figure award winner. David Asarnow is a visionary entrepreneur, digital marketing leader, and founder of the digital marketing and media empowerment agency business Nitrogen, which currently manages over $1.6 million a month in client digital advertising spend. I don't know if you all heard that. Okay. David is passionate about helping entrepreneurs and thought leaders create massive value, leverage, and profits through his unique monetization strategies. David has an MBA in business results. In his 20s, David built a $45 million new division for a company over 5 years. In his 30s, David launched a franchise that was ranked top 15 hot franchises by Entrepreneur Magazine. After this success, David conquered his stage fright and became a top business speaker for Tony Robbins and Chet Holmes. Over the last decade, David has built business Nitrogen as the go-to expert for thought leaders and entrepreneurs looking to accelerate their business results through funnel marketing. To explore how David and his team can help you, go to businessnitrogen.com. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This is going to be quite the treat, and I just want to welcome you to the summit, David Asarnow.
Thank you for having me, Steve. This is amazing, amazing prompt, amazing thoughts, and literally had me look at, well, there's two things. One, God forbid this would ever happen to anyone.
Yeah.
And secondly, it was really heart-stopping, thought-provoking. It's like one of those things, you read it and you know you've done something right when your heart starts beating 1,000,000 miles an hour when you read it.
Yeah.
And like, oh my gosh, maybe I should be doing things a little bit differently than I am. I'm doing some things right and I could do it a whole lot better. So thank you for creating this.
Yeah, my pleasure. It's been fun. I wanted a summit around offers, but that seemed a little bit boring. So I wanted some kind of a prompt around it. But honestly, a lot of people, let's say they haven't heard about you. Could you just tell them what it is that you do?
The intro pretty much said it. We're a funnel marketing agency. We work with our clients, whether they have a business that's already generating $1 million, or they're at $500,000, or frankly, some of them are just starting out. And we incubate them to getting to that mid 6, 7, and we've had obviously 8-figure funnels. So anything that we can do, we do media, we do copywriting, we do funnel marketing, we do creative. We have an entire agency that is centered around one thing, and it's creating results for our clients.
And you're very good at it. And anyways, I really am honored that you're on here. So I guess as far as the summit goes, the prompt of it, you get sick for whatever reason in 90 days, you can't work. What would your final offer be?
Oh my gosh. When you say it again, my heart starts beating. It's like mortality. Well, the first of all, the question when I thought, and it's being sort of a little bit sarcastic, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. So the good thing is I don't have to stop because I'm not working because I love what I do.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, is it okay if I share my screen and the PowerPoint that I created?
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. I'll go here and we'll share the presentation. So just what I said, if you love what you do, and that's something that we talk to all clients, because people come to us all the time and say, hey, what should I do? Do what you love. Okay, first and foremost. But the big thing I wanted to do is evaluate my current business. And I started looking at, is there a piece that I would want to cut out? And please interrupt me, ask questions at any time. You know, I literally went through your prompt and your questions, and I really strategically thought through my business. So right now I have a 7-figure funnel agency. Okay. I have an amazing funnel team. We manage, it's over 1.6, actually this month will be over $1.7 million. I picked a round number. We have copywriting. We do media. I mean, we have an Emmy award-winning media director on our team. You know, we have a team that does strategy. And the amazing thing that I heard, and this is actually because I've been setting a lot of these things in place so the company can run without me. I went to Europe with my family for 12 days. I did not have a client meeting while I was gone. And when I came back, my clients were telling me, while we were on the calls, they actually channeled David. They said, what would David do? And then brainstormed together, and they came up with an answer for the client. And my clients wanted to commend me that the team actually thought that way. So we're setting things up in that way. And I have a sales team. Outside of the agency, we also have an entrepreneur incubator. We have 6 companies that we actually have 20 to 50% ownership in. I operate under the Mr. Wonderful method of where we maybe make an investment of time, energy, and effort, and we get a percentage or a piece of every unit that is sold. So it does create that continuity revenue, whether or not we're involved on a day-to-day basis, as long as we're steering that ship in the right direction. When I sat down and evaluated, it was really interesting. Just take our agency out of it. The businesses that we're growing and incubating right now, we actually have an 8-figure residual potential in the next 24 months or less.
That's amazing.
So, and when you and I spoke about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, and we're talking about, agencies and businesses that are generating revenue and having that continuity, I literally this year, the beginning of this year, I told my team by the end of 2019, I wanted half of our agency focused in on businesses that we own. And we're actually, it's funny, you set your intention, it's an amazing thing when it shows up, right?
Absolutely.
So our agency, our team, literally, everyone is focused in on running the marketing and helping steer the sales in the direction. And then the red thing that came up is like, what do I need to cut out is the consulting. I do spend probably about 15 hours a week where clients pay me to consult. It's not inexpensive. I keep raising my rates. Now it's $2,500 an hour, and I still am getting booked up. So one thing that if I had to stop work in 90 days, the number one thing I would cut out instantly is consulting. So this was my evaluation of my company. And when I look at it, I have an amazing core team. And if I was going to set something up for success in 90 days, I said, okay, what if I look at everyone gets the 25% profit share? Everyone who's a key member of the team that's driving everything forward, they get a 25% profit share based upon the divisions that they work at. So I'm looking at strategically making my team members responsible and accountable for the results that we produce for clients, because their incentive compensation is based upon results that we create, especially if we're doing a lot of entrepreneur incubation. The other thing is the agency can survive on its own. We've been setting things up that I'm literally not involved in everything. The thing that I am getting involved in, I'm getting other team members, which is the strategy side of things.
That's a big deal.
Oh, it is. The next thing is the legacy side of things. And that's my daughter on the right. It's my mini me. She graduated from college. She's been an entrepreneur herself. And she's had a jewelry business for going on 3 years right now, where she's been selling online. And she has a Shopify store. She does online marketing, social media. And I made an offer. She had an opportunity to go to New York. And I made her an offer to come with us and stay here in Atlanta. And I said, the only rule that I have is if you come on the Business Nitrogen team and start learning all areas of the business, that you keep your side hustle, that you keep your jewelry business, because that keeps you in the day-to-day of what we do for clients.
It's fantastic, to do that. Like, otherwise you're going to lose touch. You lose half the value of the individual you bring in if they stop doing it on the side.
Well, and it's almost like it's funny, what I told her to do is what we do. When we have a vested interest in ownership in these companies that we're working, we have a lot of little side hustles, but it keeps us on the pulse of what's working, not working. And we're not just in an agency cloud running traffic. It matters to the bottom line. I just got off a call before this with a client. And one of the things she said is, you spend my money like it was yours. And that's one of the things that we have to look at. And by literally spending your own money and making decisions on a day-to-day basis to invest your own money, it makes you think differently than if it's just a card game and you're playing with Monopoly money.
Right.
So legacy grooming, my team has known for several months that my daughter's coming on. They're excited, and she's going to be learning all areas of the business. Now, she's grown up listening to me for the past 21 years, 22 years almost, since I've been in business. And so she's sort of learned from osmosis. And an interesting thing is, when you look at creating a legacy, and when you talked about this program, it made me think back to when I was 17 years old. I grew up in my grandfather's business, and he got cancer when I was 17 years old. And he sat me down one day and he asked me to, I get choked up thinking about it now still. He asked me to leave college or not go to college and to start learning, getting involved in his business because he didn't know how many more years he had. And he asked me for one thing. He said that I make sure that I take care of my grandmother for the rest of her life. And that freaked me out.
Sure.
It freaked me out, and I couldn't take his business. So it's interesting but now I didn't understand what he wanted. It stayed in the family. My uncle ended up taking over the business, and my youngest cousin is now running it today, bought out his parents. The thing I didn't realize is what my grandfather really wanted, and what I want as well is I've been building this not just for myself, it's to create a legacy for my daughter. I have team members, people who've been on our staff for a decade. I have multiple husband and wives working in our company. And, people in places that wouldn't be able to send their kids to private universities or drive cars, and they do. And so when I look at it, it's all these things that I learned growing up in my grandfather's business that I hope Maddie learns through ours. And frankly, I hope that this whole program, without the sickness portion of it,
Sure.
does come true in the next couple years, where I can make that transition and work more on the charity side of things that I want to work on. So legacy grooming is something that's really important. And then when I look at the plan, how would I roll this out? I mean, so important to be able to roll this out. So first of all, God forbid it happens, I'd have an all hands on team Zoom. Okay. Secondly, I'd share the transition plan, and I'd talk about what's in it for them. WIIFT. So what's in it for them right away? That we're literally talking about a profit sharing, a company that's going to, where they have an opportunity to have earnout. I've identified the leaders, which are already identified for each core area within the business. Now, I give them about a week to put their affairs together, because we have to have all hands on, everyone together with me for the final 72 days before I retire. Okay. Now, what does that mean? I'm going to have full-time videographers from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. We're going to have 2 sets that are filming at all times. Why? Because we're going to make this into a media and PR event. We're going to put this out here, and we're going to be on Business Week. We'll be on Fox. We'll be in the Wall Street Journal. We'll be on CNN, Fox News. We'll be everywhere, because we're going to be launching 90dayslegacy.com.
Cool.
Okay. We're creating, literally, this is the final offer number 1. And I know you said, what's your final offer? It's a multi-stage. Okay. So when we came up with it, we're like, well, here's the story. It's a 90 Days Legacy project. Ask the question. This is the media hook. What would you do? Just learn that if you did not stop working in 90 days, you would die. Well, that's exactly what happened to this entrepreneur. And guess what he decided to do? He created his legacy in 90 days, a legacy that would support him and his family for the rest of his life, while helping set his team and clients up for generations. So we launched out the 90-Day Legacy Project.
This is awesome.
You inspired me, okay? So
cool.
We're going to launch it out initially with a high-end, small group legacy mastermind. So, and the whole pitch is David comes to terms with his mortality. He decides to leave it all on the table. Over 30 days, David and his team meets with 10 entrepreneurs, helping them implement the exact system he used to build $45 million in revenue over 5 years, and another business to $10 million just 5 years later. The same system that he used to generate over $45 million using ClickFunnels for himself and his clients, 100% done with you and for you. So what we're going to do is get these entrepreneurs together on a 30-day plan where we're going to literally help them build and launch their business. Now,
document all of it, right? Videos all over the place.
Filming it. By the way, we're going to send camera crews to them. So we're going to do camera crews here or camera crews there. We are creating a massive documentary that can turn into a movie. Well, I'll tell you a little bit how we're going to launch it out initially. Do you know what island this is? The last 7 days of the mastermind are on this island.
Wow. No, I don't know what island that is.
Can you guess now?
Richard Branson's.
Necker Island in the British Virgin Islands. So
Wow.
about a decade ago, I had an opportunity to be on Necker Island for a week. And it was literally that week, besides learning the kite surf, besides learning to wakeboard from Natalie Imbruglia, telling me to shag it, not shit it, seriously. So it helped me see things differently. When you're sitting there on an island that was dreamt up by a billionaire, you start to think differently. So the culmination of this would be a work hard, play hard, day and night. And they've got some really good facilities to be able to sit there and mastermind and show people how they can actually take what we did. Now, this is Necker Island. The investment for this, it's only $197,000. Okay. So you think about 30 days, we are going to build your entire business. We're going to build all your funnels. We're going to run, my team's going to run the traffic ongoing, and you're going to get the continued mentorship and guidance. The investment's $197,000. Okay. So who is this for? Our current clients. We've already got a dozen clients that are frankly paying us this kind of money right now to do things for them on a month-to-month basis. So all we're going to do is change how we're positioning it, because this is their last step where they're really going to pick my brain. Okay.
Yeah.
So thought leaders I've worked with a bunch of thought leaders that frankly have 8-figure plus businesses. Some of them are 9-figure businesses. And I've been the person behind the person for many of these people. And I'll invite them to be part of this. I mean, frankly, if all it does is help them double their investment, it's a good investment. It's a no-brainer. And then for the space that we have left, entrepreneurs and funnel dreamers, it will be application only. So here's what people would get. So I create a little value stack as part of this. So
I'm going to weep.
What's that?
I'm going to cry. It's beautiful. You have a stack. This is awesome.
So we're complete funnel, 8-figure strategy and build. It's $119,000 value. Okay.
Easily.
Yeah. They're going to get that lot. Oh, here's something that's really cool that we added in. So they're going to get a 2-day live intensive workshop with an Emmy award-winning media person on story selling training. Because one of the biggest things today is connecting with your audience. A funnel is just a funnel. Yeah. If you can't connect with your audience, if you can't separate yourselves out so the people in the red ocean see you as something new, unique, and different, they're not going to buy from you. So that is a $19,000 value. We have the public relations plan and PR launch team, because each of these people are going to be doing a launch, and we're going to make these big because we're filming everything. So we have an opportunity to make everything bigger than it normally would be. So that by doing this through this program versus doing it on one, they have the opportunity to leverage what we're doing with this legacy project. Now, the other thing that we're going to do is they're going to get a one-on-one interview with a current CNN or Fox News reporter. And I said CNN or Fox. I actually have connections to both. And I know reporters that are actually on TV right now, and they get their choice. And I said, because I'm not partisan, I don't care what someone believes, but they can pick who they want. Okay? Made it really easy. Done for you traffic. Instead of hiring us on to do the launch, we're throwing it in. We're going to help put this together. We're going to help them launch this successfully. Now, here's something that's really cool. We're going to get them with a meeting with TEDx organizers, and we're going to get them a guaranteed TEDx talk. By the way, these are things we can do for all of our clients right now. So these are just piecemeal, putting it all together in a value bundle, right? Now, making their TEDx go viral, because having a TEDx talk is great. Making it go viral is even more impressive. So we've got a way that we can do that. And here's what we say. Do what we say, guarantee. Frankly, if they do exactly what we say over these 90 days and the next 6 months, if they don't make at least double their money back, I'll give them their money back. Fair.
Very.
Do what I say. Okay? Here's the other thing. We're going to get them a $750,000 line of credit. I already got this lined up. Seriously, I actually got this lined up. Okay, as long as they've got good credit and the investors feel that it's a good investment, we've got basically almost virtually free money. Okay, it covers the investment in the program and the investment in the traffic. So remember, when you came to me, I started thinking, what would be the ultimate final offer? And then we're going to show how we're going to monetize it. 1 week on Necker Island, that alone is an $89,000 value.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we put all this together, time with Richard Branson, totally priceless. Total value is over $330,000. Now, what we're going to do for this is $197,000. Okay?
Okay.
I don't have it set up at go.businessnitrogen.com. I just had this
I was
in
about
here.
to go there, man. I want to buy this.
I haven't offered. Maybe we will. By the time you launch, maybe we'll offer it. Okay? So let me tell you about the 90-day legacy and how we're going to make this valuable. Okay? We already talked about, who we're going to go through. Okay. So we're going to launch it out as a docuseries. Okay? So we're going to have people watch David as he comes to terms with his mortality and how he transformed his life. And these 90 days transformed millions of lives at the same time, and the entrepreneurs that participated in this program. Now, here's the offer. $77, they can have the digital download. Physical DVDs and transcripts, $147. If they want the instant download plus the DVDs, that is called the irresistible offer. We go to whatever book I have over there that talked about irresistibly irrational, predictably irrational. Predictably irrational. That's where that comes from. Okay.
Love that.
So that's offer number one. Okay. We have the docuseries. So we're going to launch this out as a docuseries. I mean, for a fact that there's been multiple docuseries that launched via ClickFunnels that generated $20+ million.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's one. That alone could generate pretty much generational income where I wouldn't have to work the rest of my life if I didn't want to. Number one. Number two, we're going to launch out our 8-figure incubator. Okay. So let me tell you about this. So I just told you, we already have an 8-figure incubator. We have 20 to 50% ownership. We have asset appreciation. We have the Mr. Wonderful O'Leary method of generating revenue by giving us something on everything that's sold. What's included? Funnels, copy, traffic, media, mentorship, and any work that they want from us. They get our owners, our clients that we have ownership in, they get wholesale rates. So they get an opportunity, if they choose, to have the agency do the work for them. Now, how are we going to get additional people? We have new members. Here's why. We're launching think about this. We have 10 entrepreneurs that aren't in the program that we're going to spend 30 days with. They're not only going to meet the value of me, by spending 30 days with everyone on my team, they're going to see that it's not me. It's actually the amazing team that creates the work for them. So they're going to have an opportunity if they want to become part of our 8-figure incubator. We get ownership. We get a % or dollar per sale. And we get it on all levels of the value ladder that we create for them. What's included? The same thing. Funnels, copy, traffic, media, and executive team mentorship. And they get the same wholesale rates. We're only going to amplify what we already have. Okay? Now, remember, how are we going to do this? We got the Legacy Mastermind in Necker Island. We introduce those people. That launches. Okay? Then we have the 90 days legacy. People are going to start seeing what we're doing. They're going to like, oh my gosh, I want you guys to do it for me. Help.
Totally. Oh yeah, definitely.
And then we have the docuseries. Those people will have an application funnel and they'll speak to the team. You know what's great about it? I'm hands off. I don't have to be involved in this. I've created a legacy in a business that can survive itself that's helping not only our company and our people, we have an opportunity to transform how people think and the actions they take because they're going to get to see it live over 30 days with these companies. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, you took a case study and made a whole show around it. They pay to get on, but it's a feeder for your actual program where you take percentage and go blow them up anyway.
Exactly. Pretty cool.
Oh, it's ridiculous. This is awesome.
So then we have the 90-day legacy with the 8-figure incubator is born. Business Nitrogen, the agency, is at the top of all these. And then there's something that you've probably seen. You're like, what's that 1,000,000 followers challenge? Okay.
Yeah.
So the 1,000,000 follower challenge, real quick, is something that we launched by accident. I was literally sitting on a call with a migraine headache, and one of my clients said, Dave, you're telling me to do this, and I'm blowing up. I'm having more followers. My business has been better and better month after month, and yet you're not living it to lead it. You're telling us to do something you're not doing. Even though Russell said to go live, Russell said to do all this, I wasn't doing it. I just said, okay, I'll do it, but we're going to do it as a challenge. And I'm going to open it up to everyone. Literally, in 2.5 weeks, we had 700 people join the challenge. We created our own viral group where people say, hey, like my post. We literally had people tens, 20s, hundreds of people liking and listening to posts, creating our own viral on the social media, right? My followers have grown over 13,000 on Facebook, and so far 4,000 on Instagram just over the last 8 weeks doing this. It's a free challenge. Dude, so why is that? Why would we keep this going? I'm partners with with someone else in this. We would make it an investment for all the people who are the leaders of this. Everyone has ownership in it. Everyone can have their part of the thing in the upsell process. That will launch into the 90 Days Legacy Project, which frankly, we're going to have enough social media to be able to launch for the next year to 3 years based upon all these case studies. So all of this, 90 days, creates the next 5 years. Evergreen, Business Nitrogen team becomes partners in profit. We have an earn-out ownership plan in the company. It becomes an annual launch. We use the 90-day footage to create the 36-month social media campaign. And I envision 5 executive members operating as a committee. My daughter would sit at the table representing me. They would make decisions via majority. Should someone leave, the vote gets split by the remaining, with my daughter getting one half of that position.
Dude.
I thought this through, right?
This is awesome. I want to go do it.
So then I think I will. I would create a 10-year plan that details ownership, incentive, profit, share, and salaries, and all key team members are part of the incentive compensation pool. Okay? It's a 90-day legacy plan. Business Nitrogen at the top, 90 Days Legacy, 8-figure incubator, and the 1 million follower challenge. Boom.
Ridiculous, man. I mean, this is so impressive. You are taking. So first, you're gonna go do the docu-series where it's you and you got cameras on you all the time, and you're basically the last days of David Asarnow, right? But you're using that to go get all these other people in, 10 other entrepreneurs at 197,000, and they're gonna come in and you're gonna do a 30 days with them, but film everything, make a whole series around it. It's a feeder for your actual agency where you take a percentage, giving you security and major wealth, but also creating a legacy. And then when you need more, you go do a free challenge that smacks 1 million more people into the front of it.
So that's the legacy project. That's what I came up with when all of a sudden I'm like, what would I do? What would I do? Well, I'm already doing some of it. So how would I amplify that and really talk about taking myself out of the business instead of making it talking about it? How do I actually force myself out of it? Because I've got an amazing team. I have people literally that have been with me, helped me start the company, are still with us. Wow. The person that used to work with me at Tony Robbins and Chad Holmes is a key person on my team on the strategy side and pre-qualifying and working with our clients. Wow. I've got a right hand. We look at our game. If anyone watched Game of Thrones, did you watch Game of Thrones?
Not really, no.
Okay. So we have the king's hand. We have the next in line to the throne being my daughter. So we looked at all these different ways within our company that we already have an amazing team that I believe truly cares about our clients, and they show it every day. And this is how we create leverage. God forbid something should happen to me. We now have a plan in place.
It's impressive. And I was looking at that offer and I was like, man, I want that like now. So I know people can't go to go.businessnitrogen.com now, but
we're live.
Yeah, right. Maybe by the time, go there, everybody. But where can people follow you though and learn from you and learn what you're doing?
Well, if they'd like to follow me, it's Real David Asarnow on Instagram or Facebook. It's @ Real David Asarnow, not the fake one, the real one. There's 4 of us out there. And also businessnitrogen.com is our website if you just want to check us out.
It's powerful stuff. Thank you so much, honestly, for the preparation, the delivery with all of it, and the thought through that is insane. I mean, I feel like it really raised the vision, for what's possible. Some I've noticed, and it's not a bad thing, but it's a natural for all of us to go through and say, you know what, I have limited resources. I have this limited capacity now, and we pull in and get smaller. You did the exact opposite, and it's very powerful to see it.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. I wasn't looking at how can I minimize expense. I was looking how can I amplify results.
Yeah, it shows. Well, honestly, thanks so much. Everyone go check out David Asarnow at businessnitrogen.com, and thanks for being on here.
Thank you for having me.